Here, you see?
Devastating.
Okay, stand by, please.
All right.
Bobby, we're ready if you are. 3,
I'm ready.
2, 1, let her rip.
All right. Well, gentlemen, good afternoon.
Pay us a compliment right off the bat.
What else am I going to say? Schmucks or something?
Okay, be closer to the truth. We start out with a bang.
Whenever it's the last one of the day, you know, it always reaches a peak of insanity.
That's right, Doctor.
Yes. You put the hand the whole day. Punta, punta.
Hey, I got a lot of laughs out of the film, really.
You know, that makes us very happy.
Yes, a lot of laughs, a lot of laughs. Richard, let me start with you. The premise of the film, which we will reiterate and we'll show them as we're talking about this, that you play a blind man and Gene Wilder plays a deaf person, and the two of you kind of combine your talents to try to, you know, make your way through the world. What kind of preparation did you do, Richard? Did you hang out with Ray Charles or what?
I'd like people to know my crotch is not on fire. No, I just saw the smoke.
Richard, don't you have an ashtray?
No. I went to the Braille Institute.
Serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, tell me more.
I went there about 2 weeks, and they taught me things that I didn't know. I mean, for example, one day they blindfolded me, and I had to walk out of the room, and I couldn't do it. Not walk regular. The guy kept saying, "Now just walk regular." I found that when a person loses sight, who's had it for a long time, they lose their sight, they lose the sense of around them, what's around them, what they expect. And I had to learn that. I felt that, and I was aware of that for this piece that we did, Gene and I. And Gene was aware of it, so when he rewrote this beautiful script that we got, I was so happy, you know. And our director, Arthur Hiller, was conscious of it, so that we wouldn't offend anyone.
Yes, that is something that occurred to me. If you want to pull back to a two-shot now, that is something that occurred to me as I watched the film, is that you walk a very fine line. I mean, this is comedy. You want people to laugh at the same time. There are people out there, sighted people, hearing people who have great sensitivities. So, Gene, what did you run into in that respect?
I went to the New York League for the Hard of Hearing and studied speech reading for 6 weeks. Beginners and intermediate and advanced classes. I had an appliance made for my ears to block out a lot of sound, so I could walk around New York and go to shops and restaurants, get some sense. You can't get real sense, but you can get a feel for the frustrations of losing your hearing. And as writer, rewriter in this case, I had to be aware all the time that Richard and I are doing a wild comedy, which I think is all the funnier because one of us can't see and the other can't hear. If we hadn't played that authentically, I don't think it would be so funny. But trying to deal with our disabilities and go on with the story as normal human beings made it all funnier, I think.
The two of you have been together now. This is your third film?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gene, I'll ask you first. How is working with Richard different now than it was the very first film?
Well, in the first day of filming on Silver Streak, we didn't really know what it was going to be like. It turned out to be very nice, but it was like to people who were just sending out radar signals and getting them back to say, who am I with him? Who is he with me? How are we? Is he doing this? Am I doing it? Don't be too selfish. Don't be too unselfish. You know, you go through all those things when you're just meeting someone. Now we don't have to think about that stuff. We just get comfortable in the situation, or uncomfortable as it may be, and react. We react to each other. That's what we do for a living. we react to one another. And as it happens, as we're doing it, people laugh. Why is another thing, but they seem to laugh at what we do with each other.
Richard, you came to film acting by way of your comedy, your stand-up comedy.
Yes.
And that had to be a tremendous adjustment for you. Would it make you nervous, or how did you cope with it in the
If
beginning?
you would have seen me in the beginning, you'd see how far I've come. You'd say, God, he's come a long way. You know, because I can remember the first thing I did, and there was no reality in it. I remember trying to say, well, I'll be Steve McQueen when I walk just over to there. And then I'll play this part, sort of like James Cagney, yeah. You know, and without doing the voice, I said, this is, in my mind, that's what I was doing. I thought it was right. Then I saw it, I said, woo, whoa. It took me a long time to learn whatever part of craft I've learned to be to where I am. It's taken me a while.
Did you have some director say, don't do that, or you just knew?
No, in the beginning, I unfortunately didn't have the director would say, you know, that's not quite, you know, I didn't, you know, I had to learn it like, as they say, a hard knock way. But I'm grateful that I did. And that we did this with Arthur Hiller helped a whole lot, because he was very conscious and aware of the fact of the person is deaf and the person is blind. And he wanted to direct something that he wouldn't be sensitive to or feel uncomfortable during the comedy of it. Because Gene has rewritten, to me, made it 80% better in his rewriting of it. And he was conscious of that. And along with me, we were three conscious people doing the movie. I was very awake at doing this, and we worked hard and we did good work, and I was happy about it. I'm glad you liked it.
Gene, I absolutely cannot go home if I don't ask you this question, because as people knew I was coming out here, this was the thing they wanted to know. How is Gilda?
She's doing fine, thank you.
Is she working?
She's working, she's got a book coming out called It's Always Something, and it'll be out in the bookstores probably in June. And anything you want to know, you'll find out in the book.
Great. Okay. I can go home now. And Richard, your life is okay?
Yes,
You're happy?
yes,
You're well?
yes.
You look terrific.
Thank you.
And we'll hope that See No Evil, Hear No Evil is a big hit for both of you. It deserves to be.
Thank you.
Bobby.
Thank you both very much. I enjoyed it.
That's it. It's a wrap.
Good.
Yeah.